that, there's no worry, there's that peace. Like all these things come during the process. You're going to pick up the peace, you're going to pick up the hope, you're going to pick up endurance, you're going to pick up character. All, as you go along these steps, along this journey, getting to your purpose, all these good things, God are going to, you're going to pick it up. He's going to give it to you, and you're just going to, okay, put that in the bag. I'm going to need that when I get to purpose.
When I think about His grace, there's freedom, something like a woman praise. I'm grateful for the loving that you gave. It's so amazing. No matter who we are, we know you'll never change. I'm in awe of how you keep doing something amazing. He's always the way, doing something amazing because of His grace.
Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. My name is Catrice, and welcome to this light of mine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing well. I really do. I really do. I really do. This was a long week. I don't know. To me, it felt like it was a long week from last Wednesday to this Wednesday. Seemed like it took some time getting here. Yes. So I'm a little nasally, so please bear with me. I kind of took my time getting myself together today. So we are recording in the evening. So we'll see how this goes. I'm sure it'll be fine. But again, I want to welcome you all. And for those of you who are joining for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome to this light of mine. We hope that you stay a while. So again, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today, we are going to be talking about the process. God is really getting this message out here. I really hope you guys are getting this. Oh, that purpose, that plan that He has for you. It's happening in His time. But first, you got to go through the process. And the process is not an easy place. It's not an easy place, but we have to go through to get to, right? Isn't that the saying? So that's what the journal reading will be on today. Again, I wrote this journal entry years ago, and it was just interesting that when I was reading it, it was like, wow, this is reminding me of endurance yet again, right? And so I think that's kind of like where we are with this endurance thing. God is trying to get us to understand that, in order to get to the promise, in order to get to that hope, and in order to get to the plan that He has for us, which is in His time, we have to go through things. We have to go through things, right? It's kind of like you can't rush. You can't rush. You can't rush. You can't rush. It's not like a instant type of jump over this and, hey, I'm good. Like, no, that's not how that works. Even when you think of healing takes time. It's a process. It's a process. Everything is a process, right? And within the process, there's growth, right? You're being mature, you're being refined. There's this an obedience that's needed during the process. There's the trust that's needed during the process. Like, it's all for your good. It's not like, the crying and the whining. I know for me, let me speak for myself, because I was doing a lot of crying, a lot of whining. I still do sometimes. I'm telling you, I'm a big baby. I'm his spoiled brat, believe me. I am. But that process is about trust. It's about perseverance. It's about growth. It's about a lot, but you have to go through it to get to it. It's kind of like I was thinking earlier. There was two things that I thought of when I was reading this journal entry. And one of them was healing, right? I was thinking of when I was a child and I scraped my knee. And it was a bad scrape. I actually had fell on top of I was on a bike, and the bike had those metal pedals, and the pedals had like these sharp edges. And I never forget, it was so painful. It was so painful. It was kind of like, how is this going to heal? Because, like you could see the white meat showing through. Oh, it was horrible. But I was thinking about that incident, like when you get a wound and the process that it has to go through for it to heal. It's going to heal, right? But there's a process, you're going to hear this a lot, this word process. So just bear with me. But there's a process to that, right? You get hurt, you treat you treat the wound, you put the alcohol or whatever, the gauze, the band-aids and the creams, and you let the wound air out. And once you let it air out, now it's starting to dry up. And once it starts drying up, now it's like this scab on top of the wound. And, at this point, you don't went through the pain. It's healing, And so it's like to get through the pain, to get through the hurt in order to get to the other side of that. That's endurance. that's we're still dealing with endurance, even in this journal entry that was years after that endurance reading piece. So I'm really hoping that we all get this understanding. God is apparently wanting to get us where he wants us to be in our own individual lives with our own individual selves. Okay. But another thing I do realize is that even when we're going through the process is not necessarily for yourself. I feel, and I do understand, and I do know that what we go through is to help someone else. Like your gift or your pain or your joy or whatever God has given you can help someone else, right? Because we haven't all been given the same thing, right? So it's kind of like someone needs what you have, and you need what someone else has, right? So if we can get through this endurance, if we can get through this process stage so that we can get to the other side of all of this, where we can get to the purpose, where we can get to God's plan, God is going to be so proud of us. Oh my gosh, he's wanting this so much. And I believe this is why here we are again with the process. And I was like, really, when I was reading it, again, the other thought, because remember, there was two thoughts that came across my mind. And the second thought was, it's kind of like there are some of us that don't want to go through what it takes to get to the other side, to get to the good side, to get to the hope side, to get to the purpose side, to get to the goods, right? To get to the joy. But we have to. It's part of it all. You can't skip the steps. The steps are the steps, right? And as you take in each step towards the purpose, towards the dream, towards the hope, towards the plan, it's timing. It's all in God's timing. And it's like when you arrive at that place, it's going to be like, you're not even going to look back on what you've been through because you know what that other side felt like, right? So when you get to where God is calling you to be, you're not going to have time to be thinking about the past. You're not going to have time to be thinking about all the tears and because you went through it. You now have arrived to where God has you at a place where you have his joy. And now you can do whatever he has called you to do gladly. Not with a frown on your face, not with questions, why do you have me doing this? What? And you're going to be happily doing this and happily helping other people, because I truly believe what we go through is not necessarily for ourselves. It's to be able to help someone else. It really, truly is. So how are you going to help somebody else? Or how is a person that needs you get that part of you that God has placed in you that they need when you don't even want to go through the process? There are no quick steps. There are no step 1 and then you get to step 10. No, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. You have to go through the steps. Okay? So there was quite a few people in the Bible that, went through a process, right? So there was Joseph, of course. There was Moses. There was, of course, Jesus, right? There was steps, there was things that was needed to be done, and it wasn't easy. There was a lot of tears, it was a lot of pain, it was even frustration, right? Remember when Jesus got angry with the disciples, how much longer do I have to be with y'all? What? They were getting on his nerve. But, the process is important. The process protects the purpose, right? Protects it in a sense that when you get to the purpose, you're not going to be at the purpose begrudgingly. You're going to be there with joy. You're going to be there wanting to carry out the call, wanting to do the will of God, or wanting whatever he has designed you to do. Right? There's going to be joy there, right? So that's why there's that scripture in James: count it all joy when you're going through the trials and the trip. Count it all joy, because that's going to be at the end of that, right? But first we have to go through the process, okay? And so, so I was going into the second thought, I think. So the second thought was, because what I was thinking of is how some people, I don't know everybody. I'm just saying, from what I gathered from, just observing socially, there are people that want to get to it quick, and you can't rush it. You can't rush God. You can't rush his timing. His timing is his timing, right? And so I think even with the rushing, it's kind of I feel like the adversary can come in at any given moment and try to rush the purpose or rush, to quicken it so that you don't complete the process. When I say quicken it, meaning all that goes along with the process, the hurt, the tears, the pain, the waiting. It's kind of that's where that pressure comes in, right? We did talk about pressure, correct? So it's kind of he wants to apply all of this and have you believing that this is it, so that you do not complete the process, so that you do not get to the purpose. And so I hope that made sense. Because I was thinking, the second thought again was, I was thinking of Adam, how, he was created and, he was told, he had dominion, and he named the animals and, this, that, and the third. And then the next thing you know, it was get out the garden, right? So I was like, did the adversary do that on purpose? Well, Yeah, he did. I don't even know why I even asked that question. Like the adversary came in and interrupted the process, is what I'm saying. So you have to take your time with the process. Do not allow for it to be rushed. All right. So with that being said, let's get to the process. All right, hold on, let me put the mic on. All right. Should I read my glasses? Y'all know me. Oh gosh. I'm still getting used to wearing them, to be honest. All right, so here we go. The process. I'm realizing that it's the process I don't like. And I'm also realizing that during the process, God, you are preparing me and shaping me and molding me into who and what you have chosen me to be. It's during the process where I feel lost, although I'm not. It's during the process that I feel alone, although I'm not. It's during the process where I feel at my weakest. However, God is my strength. It's during the process where I feel that I'm the only one who understands that we are in need of the Most High like never before. It's during the process that the tears flow like an abundant river. It's during the process that I don't want to be anywhere else but in the covering of the Most High. It's during the process when the enemy seems to think that I'm at my most vulnerable. However, God is with me. It's during the process where I wonder, what is this all for? The process is a tough road. It is all the things you'd rather not experience, but in the end, the process is going to get me where God needs me to be. The process can be and is painful at times, and all I can do is ponder and wonder just what God is doing. The process can even feel like punishment at times. I think sometimes that I've done something wrong. The process, oh, the process, the process, the process. My God, I believe you're in the midst of the process. Please let it not be in vain. The process is very painful and hurtful even. Please, God, let not this process be in vain. I pray I make it through the process to get to you. You are my strength. The process. What was your favorite part? Well, you'll be able to tell me after you maybe go over the video or what have you. Put it in the comments for next week. My favorite part is, or one of them is, you are preparing me and shaping me and molding me into who and what you have chosen me to be. The process is preparation for the purpose. He's not punishing you, although it feels like it sometimes. I truly get it. I understand it. It's not punishment. That's that character that's being brought forth, right? There's going to be a lot of tears. God knows I have cried a lot. It's during the process that the tears flow like an abundant river. Ooh, a whole lot of tears, a whole lot of whining, a whole lot of why me, a whole lot of why are you doing this to me. I remember reading one journal entry. I was even crying to God, and I was like, you're hurting me. Why are you hurting me? It hurts. It's real. It hurts. It does. But he's doing this. He's refining you in the refining fire, honey. You're in the fire and you're going to come out like pure gold. Okay? So just allow God to continue to work on you. Continue to follow his steps. Continue in the process, because the process is growing you. It's maturing you. With the process, there's the waiting, there's the trusting on God, right? There's the faith. And trust me, God is going to complete what he started. Is he going to finish it? Okay. You just need to just allow the process to process. Yes. So, yes, process brings about growth, maturity, refinement, and fulfillment of his purposes over time rather than instant outcomes, right? So, you don't want instant. Just stay in the fire a little while longer, okay? And apparently this is very important to God right now, because again, we're discussing this. So apparently there's some importance here. Someone is struggling with this, right? And we are here with you. I'm here with you. Of course, God is with you. But people must be struggling with this, because out of all the journal entries, I keep coming back here somehow, right? Apparently because that's what I went through, right? So that's just to let you know how real that is. I went through the process. I'm still going through the process. I don't think there's processes for different, I feel. I think there's processes for different things that you have to go through, steps that you need to take during certain parts of your life, right? But that overall purpose, I don't think the process ever really truly ends, right? I think it's an ongoing thing. You're steadily growing, you're steadily maturing, you're steadily becoming to know who you are. Like, yes, you pulling all these things out, the pain and hurt and the disappointments. Oh, disappointment. Oh my gosh. One thing about hope does not disappoint. You're not going to get disappointed with hope. You're not going to get disappointed with God, right? So, so that's the process. The process is not an instant gratification type of thing. It's definitely, it happens over time. Okay. So we are fully aware of what the process is, right? And so I really want us to continue to understand that what you're going through is only for a little while. And I don't even know if I can say that boldly, because it's been years. But what seems like years is going to seem like it happened instantly once that purpose piece comes in. Once you get to God's plan, his original design for you, his original plan for you. But first we have to go through the process, right? So please continue to pray, and to continue to hold on, and continue to laugh, and continue to cry, continue to be a living person, but knowing that the process is only making you stronger. The process is only making you better. That the process is leading you to your purpose. Like, your purpose and the process are like one. They're kind of like, okay, the process is like, okay, purpose is over there. I got to get to purpose. And purpose is looking at the process like, well, okay, but take your time. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Because when you get here, all that stuff you went through behind the process, the suffering, all that went prior to the process, you're not even going to think about that stuff anymore. You're going to be filled with God's joy, his joy. And when you get that joy, you're not going to be, what happened last year, last week, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. You're not going to be mindful of you're not going to be thinking about that stuff, because you're going to be too busy enjoying the joy that God has given you. There's a scripture there. It's actually one of my favorite scriptures, and I'm going to need to find it. But yeah, you're going to be too busy with his joy, the joy of your heart. So again, I hope that this has truly ministered to someone. The process. If you need to play it back, please play it back. This is just a reminder that the process, yes, it hurts. Yes, it's painful. However, at the same time, it's producing the character, and that character is producing the hope, right? So we remember that, right? So please go through the process. Don't allow it to rush. You don't want to quicken it, right? Allow God to take his time, because his timing is better. If we just wait, and that's part of it too, is the waiting. And while you're waiting, you're trusting. Like, please don't give up. I think I'm going to change the name of this channel, Don't Give Up. Like, this is serious. Please don't give up. Please hold on. It's change is coming, like, for real. Like, I'm laughing, and I do that sometimes because it be so serious that it's kind of like, please don't give up. Please go through the process. Please endure. And God is strengthening you. He's strengthening you. He's there. You're not alone. You're not going through it alone. He's probably crying. When he see you cry, he probably crying. He don't want you to cry, but you got to go through this. He wants you to heal completely. He wants you to be delivered completely, so that when you get to where he wants you to be, nothing but pure joy. And you're going to do what he has called you to do with the biggest smile on your face. It's not going to be a chore. It's not going to be a job. Oh, I don't want to. Oh, I have to. No. None of that is going to be coming. Like, it's going to be like where I am right now. Who knew that this was one of my purposes? I would have never thought all that crying and writing in these journals, endurance, the process, and look where I'm at. Sitting in front of a camera. And to know me is to know what? If I cannot be on camera, if I'm not even on social media, that's another thing. The process is pulling me out of my shell. So yeah, that's, I don't want to digress too much, but I now needing to get social media, so I can promote the channel and things of that nature. So yeah. So the process is bringing me here. The process has brought me here. This is the purpose of of me going through the process. Well, one of the purposes anyway. So again, there is joy. There is joy. I don't do this with a frown. I do this excitedly. And that's what it's going to be for you. You're going to do it excitedly, right? Even when, when it comes to helping people and, like I was speaking before, where like what you have somebody else needs, like you have something that somebody else needs, right? And it's kind of like when you realize that doesn't mean, allow people to take advantage of you. That's not what I'm saying. But God has given you something that someone else needs. We are here to help each other. I think it's becoming such a selfish world. It's been a selfish world at this point, but we're not to go through stuff by ourselves. And just like we're not supposed to go through anything by ourselves, we are to help others, and we get help, and we receive help, we give help. I'm saying all that to say that when it comes to that point, you're going to be so excited. It's not even going to be like, what? Like, you're going to be like on it. Boom, 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 boom. So it's all in God's timing, right? So God is not rushing you to get to where he wants you to be, because he wants you to do step by step by step so you can have an understanding, so that you can trust him more in the waiting, so that, there's obedience there. There's definitely obedience there. And just go through the process, please. So, I was thinking, what I wanted to say was, when I was thinking of like that whole, in regards to myself, my journey, and with me releasing that control, because I was such a independent person, like always doing things by myself, for myself, like not allowing anyone to help, or, and God had to slow me down completely to remove that self-reliance. I have been depending on him, not that I wasn't before, but now, these last 3 years, it's like I had no other choice. Had no other choice but to rely on him, to trust him, to wait on him. It's a serious journey, but that is part of the process. And I trust him so much so that there's no worry. There's that peace. Like all these things come during the process. You're going to pick up the peace. You're going to pick up the hope. You're going to pick up endurance. You're going to pick up character. All, as you go along these steps, along this journey, getting to your purpose, all these good things, God are you're going to pick it up. He's going to give it to you, and you're just going to, okay, put that in the bag. I'm going to need that when I get to purpose. When you get to purpose, you're going to be equipped. You're going to have everything you need. And that's why you have to go through the process. Okay. So I just wanted to drop that in your spirit yet again. I think we still are dealing with this endurance, because the process is definitely, they're related. They're closely related. And hopefully this has ministered to you, as it definitely ministered to me. And again, please don't give up. Continue to hold on. Continue to be transformed. To continue to be renewed mentally through your mind. Continue to listen. Continue to go through the process. And don't take it out on other people. And again, that's another thing. Be mindful that we're all going through the process. So be mindful of other people that may be going through it. You don't necessarily have to know what they're dealing with, but we're all going through a process here, And so let's be mindful of that we're all going through this journey. We're all, processing the process. And to just have some compassion, please. Like having compassion for others. Just being mindful that we're all dealing with things in our lives, whether privately or publicly or individually, collectively, as a family or whoever. Just be mindful that we are all of us are, our endurances are producing characters, and all of our as characters are producing hope. We're all going through the process. So I hope I didn't take too long with this. I really hope you got the message. And so I just wanted to share that and read that with you. And we'll see what happens next week. Again, this endurance series, apparently this is what this is becoming, is definitely a good one. And God wanted to start off strong. I really do believe that he wanted to start off strong. Because remember my very first video, it was like, oh, I'm going to be reading my love letters. By that second video, he was like, nope. So yes, please, please, please. I say all that to say, please come back. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please share this video with someone that comes to mind. And yeah, please comment. I like writing comments with you guys or responding to comments. So yes, please comment and ponder on this piece again, the process, and I'll see you next week. So take care, everyone, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
When I think about His grace, His freedom, something like a woman brave. I'm grateful for the loving that you gave. It's so amazing, no matter who we